Bandai Namco has increased the block stun on Gogeta 4's 5 heavy attack. Previously, it was a very unsafe normal for Gogeta 4 to end block strings with. However, thanks to the spacing, the opponent would be pushed pretty much far out. So even though Gogeta 4 was negative 11 here, you didn't really get too many opportunities to punish him. More importantly, let's go ahead and check out some very common cancels that Gogeta 4 could do off of this particular normal. The light version of Lightning Hammer would true string. The medium version would not. And the EX version would also true string. If you try to go into his overheads, there was always a gap here as well, regardless of the version. So let's take a look at how it behaves with the new block stun. Now let's take a look at 5 Heavy's new block stun. It's been increased by 3 frames, so instead of being negative 11 here, Gogeta 4 is negative 8, meaning this is slightly a safer stagger option for him. At this range, I don't really think there's too many moves in the game that could punish Gogeta 4. And again, you're generally threatening a lot of cancels, either into specials or normals after this. Additionally, let's go ahead and take a look at his special cancels now. Setting the dummy to guard on first only. Of course, the light and EX version of Lightning Hammer are still true strings. But now the medium version is also... This could be nice in case that, if you got caught out by some random reversals from the opponent because you used the wrong follow-up for Lightning Hammer, I guess. All of his overheads, though, still have a gap. So practically speaking, this shouldn't change Gogeta 4's pressure too much. Gogeta 4's medium auto combo has a buff to the hit stun, a theme that we've commonly seen throughout this patch to various other medium auto combos. Previously, if I tried to use this to combo in the corner, there really wasn't much I could get out of it. Mid-screen, we had about 24 frames of advantage to work with, it says. Now for a look at the new stun time as well as knockback on his medium auto combo. The opponent actually gets launched higher into the air, and there's 10 more frames of advantage to work with. Picking up a combo from here is a little bit tricky. But you can do things like this. Or this. This just should give you like a new combo tool to play with in some of these situations, but I really haven't seen anybody find like new optimal routing or anything like that with it. Gogeta 4's overhead attacks, Meteor Strike, have reduced delay in 1.40 and onwards. Previously, the light version was -2 on block, safe. Medium version was +2 on block. And the EX version was also +2 on block. Let's take a look at the new frame data in the current patch. Now let's take a look at how his overheads behave on block thanks to the reduced delay. Now his light, instead of being -2 on block, it's now 0 on block, creating situations for him to go into Clash Wars. Medium version is now +5 on block, which should improve your ability to frame trap the opponent with better normals. And EX version also +5 on block, giving the same analysis. On whiff, all of these should recover just a little bit faster. So you should be slightly safer if you're whiffing these in neutral, but these should make some pretty decent pressure tools. And I think that this change is namely here to make sure that the opponent correctly gets a perfect reflect against you, that you're not going to be eating as severe of a punish as you otherwise would have been. But it also acts as some pretty nice buffs for Gogeta 4's pressure. One nice implication for this change, the medium and the EX version of the overheads, is that now if the opponent tries to frame 4 reversal Gogeta 4 and he presses light, you actually beat them at the start of their frame 4 reversal. The frame data would have worked out like this in the old patch. If you were +2 and then swung with a 6-frame startup normal, that normal would connect with the opponent on the exact frame that their frame 4 reversal would come out and get its iframes. So this is a nice buff for Gogeta 4's pressure. Compare that to before, where a 4-frame reversal would be able to beat Gogeta's 5L here. This makes Gogeta 4's pressure scarier, and now he basically only has to worry about a true frame 1 invincible DP in this situation. Gogeta's DP plus Energy of Justice is now faster. Previously, it was 17 frame startup, a little bit slow for a DP, but frame 1 invincible. Now let's take a look at the new startup of plus Energy of Justice. 15 frames faster. This could lead to situations where previously the opponent could safely check this DP and block it, and now they're going to get caught by it, and it should make it easier for Gogeta 4 to route into his combo structure overall. Not too crazy of a change, but a nice one. Gogeta 4's level 1 ultimate impact in air has a couple of buffs to its damage, increasing its base damage as well as increasing its overall damage. Let's take a look at the old version. It did about 2,541 base damage. On the ground version, we saw the same damage between these two moves. In a short combo, it would do about 4,000 damage. Generally speaking, you would usually end your combos with Gogeta 4 if you use a level 1 super with the ground version, since it took the opponent right into the corner, which is optimal for various other Okizeme setups or just for corner positioning, and there really wasn't an advantage to going for the aerial version before. Let's take a look at the new base damage for his aerial ultimate impact. 2751. So it's about 210 damage more than his grounded level 1, which means that if you're trying to kill the opponent, it's actually more optimal for you to go for the aerial version of this attack now. And of course, in combos, this should result in just slightly higher damage using this version of the super. I like this change because previously, there was no real reason to use this particular version of the super, but now it's actually better for your damage routes to go into this version of Ultimate Impact, and if you want better Okizeme or particular screen positioning, you can use the grounded version as well. This is a great change that actually opens up smarter routing decisions around the character and their supers. It's a fairly small patch for Gogeta 4, but I think that he was an underrepresented character with a lot of really great strengths to him in the previous patch. It's nice that he has a couple of new toys to play with, like his air version of Ultimate Impact actually having some purpose within his kit compared to the grounded version. His overheads are, of course, going to be quite a bit better, and he has a new medium auto combo tool to play around with as well. Gogeta is pretty much the same as he was before, and I definitely think that more people should be playing this character. He's quite good.